Thank you. Goeienaand, goeienaand. Ons geniet ons koppie teetjies. Ons is op daai ouderdom wat ons tee geniet die tyd van die aand. Dit is amper 6:00. En hierdie is nie my gewone tyd nie. Dit is not my usual time. Ek gaan dit nou net die gooi. It's not my usual time to come online, but it's a must. Dit is 'n moet. En baie dankie vir die mense wat ek weet nie is dit 'n sarkastiese opmerking nie. But someone called me carte blanche. Whatever. Someone's got to do what I'm doing, so I'm doing it. Hallo Christine en Olga en Karen. So vanaand het is 'n spesiale uitsending. After my broadcast this afternoon, Neil de Beer contacted me. Neil de Beer is the president of the UIM, the United Independent Movement. Okay. Hello, Mo. And so Ante. Right. So, and he mentioned something. Hy was hartseer, hy was ontsteld, hy was ja, ek dink hy was na aan trane gewees, jy weet. So, hallo Dina. So, and he mentioned stuff that is happening in the Western Cape where he is at. Hy het vir my beelde geskets en sy ontsteltenis oor wat gebeur met ons mense daar in die Kaap. En toe sê ek vir hom, luister, kom ons gaan live vanaand, ons gaan saam live. Maar hoorie, dis wat interessant. Hoekom? Ek verstaan, Neil gaan nie populêr wees by almal nie. Not everybody is going to like Neil. Not everybody likes me, you know. We're not here to be liked. I like Neil's heart. So mense sê vir my, ja, hy's 'n slang, ja, hy's 'n backbiter. En ek moet versigtig wees vir Neil, bla bla bla. Dis okay. Fatima is ook nie daar's mense wat vir julle daar kan sê, daai vrou is 'n baie slegte vrou, bla bla bla. You know, it is what it is. People will like you, and some people won't like you. So I am online on my page to talk to Neil about his heart and about what is happening currently that is upsetting him so much. And then I want your input, want ons is mos hier. We are, as citizens of South Africa, we want solutions for our circumstances. Ek sien daar's 3 mense wat my kontak. Okay, ek gaan vir Neil opsit. En let's go. Adding Neil. Hallo Teresa. En Judy. En Vanessa. En Trix. Wie is daar nog? Ek wil net ook van die geleentheid gebruik maak. Dis nou baie onaangenaam vir my. Julle weet dit nou almal. Ben Creer het afgesterf. Ek weet nou nog nie. Hallo Neil.
Fatima.
Ek noem net gou eers jy weet die afsterfte van Ben Creer. Ek het groot geword met Ben Creer op die kassie. Mense sê hy het afgesterf van die inspuiting, ander het gesê hy het afgesterf van die virus. Ek weet nie, maar be it as it may, he is no more with us, and I would just like to convey my deepest condolences to his family, his friends, and everybody in the acting fraternal, which also includes myself. We have lost a great giant in that industry.
An icon.
Hello, Neil.
How are you?
Absolute. I'm good, man. I'm good. Yourself?
Another big tree of our country's culture and history, and our production of being an icon has fallen. So also I would like to join you in condolences to him and his family, and to all artists that work with him. And he's left, I think, a very big gap for us.
Absolutely.
So
Neil, ag baie dankie man. Ek het net hoe sê mense ster bygesit want ek kry so 'n bietjie koud. Ek is op daai ouderdom waar die nek baie koud kry, jy weet. Okay, so Neil, hoorie, so ek het net nou gepraat met die mense, ek het, hy kom met dat ek seker het geluid my gewaarsku, ander het vir my voice notes gestuur en but why you and I are online now. En dan is daar ook baie mense wat gesê het, baie dankie, ons kan nie wag om dit te hoor nie, ons is so bly om julle saam te sien, ensovoorts. So, we will have people who love us and some people won't love us. It's part of life, you know. If we don't have enemies in our lives, then we haven't been on this beautiful earth.
And if you've never taken a bold decision, then at the end of the day, you would not have an enemy that disagrees. And you know, Fatima, we can't please everybody. It's not possible. My oom het altyd gesê, op pas vir 'n pleaser, want hy please nie almal. So, all I know, you and I, we met, we had a soul moment, and that's is jou tee, want dis my tee.
Ons is in ons 50's, ons moet ons teetjies drink.
Daar's hy. En almal welkom, hallo. Ek sien almal sê hallo.
Baie welkom Colleen, baie welkom Jenny, baie welkom almal wat nou saam met ons is. Ek weet julle moet ook eet en gaan kos maak ensovoorts. Neil, jy het my vanmiddag gekontak en ek is seker as ek langs jou gesit het of oorkant jou gesit het, dan het ek dalk 'n traantjie of so gesien wat wil val, want dit is hoe jy geklink het. Wat deel met almal wat jy vanmiddag met my gedeel het? En jy kan doen dit in English.
Ek dink as 'n mens huil, dan huil jy jou trane in alle tale. So jy weet vir my, jy weet ek sê altyd Fatima, mense ken nie vir my nie. En ek beloof jou, mense ken nie eintlik vir jou nie, want ons het 'n persoonlikheid daar buite en mense het opinies en net daai mense wat ons 'n drukkie gee en wat ons eintlik persoonlik ken. Hulle ken ons. Die res is 'n persoonlikheid. En ek sê altyd, hier's ek in my huis met my saadjie, né, my palmsaad en ek is nie wie mense dink ek is nie. I have a persona. I have this massive, larger than life, but I'm going to admit to you and only to you, I'm a huge softie. I'm very softie. I'm a big romantic. I cry a lot, and I'm real. I'm a real guy. En die rede hoekom ek jou gebel het, want ek weet jy is ook. Ek ken jou. Ek het jou al vasgehou, ons het al gedebatteer. Ons kyk mekaar se video's en we gotta have a personality. And we've got, en onthou, ek het ook maar drama geswat, soos jy, en ek het my drama gedoen. En baie min mense weet, en ek gaan nou vir jou 'n geheim vertel, ek het 'n movie gemaak. Ek was in 'n Suid-Afrikaanse movie al. So, die persoonlikheid van Neil, ek is mal oor mense. Partymal hou ek nie van hulle nie, partymal wil ek nie by hulle wees nie, partymal wil ek liewes by diere wees, maar ek's 'n mens.
Ja.
En op vanmiddag toe ek jou bel, ek kon enigiemand bel in die wêreld, maar ek wil met Fatima praat. Ek wil met jou praat want jy kry my hart. En dis wat gebeur. Ek is gister gebel deur 'n great ander dame, Vanessa. En Vanessa is ons fighter in Heideveld. Kyk Vanessa, as Vanessa hardloop, dan staan die Kaap stil. Vanessa voer honderde mense, sy's in 'n action for women, sy protect Heideveld informal settlement en kyk, sy's vlam. En sy bel my en sy sê vir my, ek moet jou dringend sien, en toe sê ek vir haar, maar waar? Heideveld? Toe sê sy, nee, kom Kaap toe. Ja, en ek sê toe vir haar, jy my nodig het, ek is daar. Ek ry deur met my entourage, ry ons Kaap toe. En net so 3 blokke in Gugulethu nie. It's in the city center, the mother city. This city that claims every year to win the massive attraction of tourist destination of the year, that's publicly displayed as the world's pearl. In the city center, it's rotten. It's rotten because right in the middle, there's an open field, daar's 'n oop veld met 30 klein tentjies. Hierdie seiltentjies gemaak vir 2 mense. 30. En in die middel 'n klein structure, 'n shack noem ons hom. En daar staan dit. En ek kom daar's metropolisie in 'n parking lot en dan die oop veld en daar's die mense. Ek kom maar aan en is in die stad. CPUT, the Provincial Technikon of Cape Town, is right next door. I'm just giving a picture. And City, DA Council Head Office, Cape Town City. Ek sien hom daar en ek kan Dan Plato se kantoor imagine reg bo. Hy kan afkyk op hierdie mense. Maar die kantore van die Kaapstad munisipaliteit net daar. So ek staan op die veld voor 30 tente en ek sien City of Cape Town Head Office. En ek kom maar aan en Vanessa kry my daar in Mnet. Dis koud. Dis reënerig, is die Kaapse winter Mnet. Jy ken mos Fatima, bietjie reën, koud. En die mense kom maar uit hulle tente uit. Nou, dis almal ons colored mense. Dis al ons indigenous. So that was the first shock. Because your perception is, no, it's Africans. Dis alweer mense wat nou uit Licha. No. And then I realized where I'm standing. I then realized this is District 6. These are people, one of the old ladies, 71, was one of the original people that was evicted out of District 6, that comes out of the tent, Fatima.
Wow.
Sorry, die mense nie die geskiedenis ken van District 6 nie. Die mense nie verstaan wat daai geskiedenis, the forceful removal of people from there to Mitchell's Plain, from there to Bella. This was their land, and they never gathered back. One of our famous judges, that's Mosa, was also an ex-District 6 guy. And he passed away, and before he passed away, he asked for one dream, and that was, may he go back to District 6, and he never made it. How many people? So nou moet jy verstaan, ek ken hy storie, né? Ek bedoel, ons ken nie Hector Peterson geskiedenis, ons ken nie Ashley Creels, ons ken hierdie, waar die mense beklei, jy kom ons daarvan, Ellen Boesak, die UDF. And then I realized, wow, ons bly in 'n stad, ons kyk altyd na die Kaelichas en die Langas, en hier's 30 families, wat op 'n veld bly, in tente, en hulle het niks. Nou kom hulle uit, en Vanessa sê, dit is Neil de Beer, nou kyk, hulle sê mos, ek is 'n politician, nou, ek is nie, toe vergeet ek skoon, hoekom ek daar is, want ek raak emosioneel, want daar's 'n klein IT, sy naam is Jerome, hy is 7 jaar oud, en hy staan daar in 'n hempie, klein T-hempie, en 'n kort broekie. Daai hempie, die wind het deur my gesny. Ek het 'n jas aan gehad. Hoe voel daai laaitjie? Nou ek het kinders, Fatima, ek het ook kinders, ek het 'n 12, 16, 21, 24. En hierdie laaitjie hou my arm vas, man. Nou eerstens, hy sien hierdie groot wit ou, hy sien mense, bodyguards en mense, en hy was 'n bietjie bang in die tent, te weet, ek gryp hom, en ek trek hom daar, ek sê, wie's jy? En ek sien sy hart smelt. En hy kyk my net, en ek sê vir hom, wat is jou naam? En hy sê, dis Jerome. En ek sê, Jerome, sokker of rugby, wat is ene van die twee? En hy sê, nee, ek's 'n sokker ou. En hy het niks. Hy 7. Dis nie sy besluit om daar te wees nie. Dis nie sy besluit om daar te squat nie. Hy 7, hy het maar net saamgetrek. En ek kyk hom en ek vra hom, wanneer laas het jy geëet? En hy sê gister oom. Nou, jy al met politicians, en jy al met die hof, want wet en orde is wet en orde, en ek glo dat daai mense is daar miskien onwettig, en ek het nie 'n rede nie, ek is nie daar om hierdie court order te beklei nie, want ek is nie die prokureur nie, ek is nie die hof nie, Dit is 'n 7-jarige laaitjie wat 2 dae laas geëet het. Nou, nee man, maak jou mal. Want al wat ek vra, is dat hulle moet net vanaand water kry, 5 brood en polony. En dat ons dan toilette gee. Want ek vra nie dat ons hierdie mense straks soos bou nie. Want hulle sê dis onwettig. En ek verstaan, en dit is wat my die hel in maak. Ek verstaan nie wet man. Daar's 'n court order wat sê hulle kan nie meer strukture bou nie. Hulle bly daarby. Ek het nie 'n rede hoekom hulle daar is nie, Fatima. Ek is nie daar vir dit nie. Ek is daar van 23 kinders onder 15 is honger en dors. Dit is Somalië, dit is Kongo, dit is Sudan op ons stoep. Dit is nie meer daar nie. Dit is nie meer hierdie kinders op foto's van Afrika kinders met ribbetjies en ons sê hulle is in Mogadishu nie. Hulle is in die Bloody Kaap. Hulle is hier. En ons gaan hulle los. Nou ek bly mense wat land inneem en squatters. Haai man. Ek is nie daar vir dit nie. Ek respekteer wet en orde. Maar 'n kind se kind. En ek het uitgebas. Ek is daar weg en weet wat sê ek? Kan nie hierdie doen nie. Ek kan nie hierdie werk doen nie. Dit is te hard. Dit is te moeilik. Jy gaan begrafnis na begrafnis toe. Jy gaan na kamp na kamp. Jy gaan na weerloos na weerloos. Jy gaan na arm en jy's 'n politikus en jy moet daar staan en jy moet dit aanvaar. Fatima, kan dit nie ek is nie gebou. Ek is nie gebou vir dit nie. My hart is nie gemaak vir dit nie. Die aanvalle op my, die dinge wat mense oor my sê, no problem. Jy kan my maar vat. Ek is gebou daarvoor. Maar kinders en ou mense, dit is my lewe en ek het jou net gebel want ek het gesê, what happened to us? Wat het met ons gebeur? Hoe het ons in 'n plek gekom waar 27 jaar later en make no mistake, ek was deel daarvan. My hande is nie skoon nie. Nee, weet waar ek vandaan kom. Maar dit is nie my land nie. Dit is nie Suid-Afrikaners nie. Dit is nie ons is nie. We've got Ubuntu, Masakane, hart en siel. Ek weet dit. Ek weet dat wit en swart fight. Ek weet dat ons nie altyd oor die weg kom oor ons kultuur en ons maar Suid-Afrikaners, ons is goeie mense. Ons is nie slegte mense nie. Ja, ons hou party, but when push comes to shove, we give. We give. We might look away, but we give. And I left there saying, what a hell of a day for me again. What a time. What a time to stand and believe that in 2021 we can steal 2 trillion rand. Ons kan nie 'n broodjie koop nie. Ons kan nie 'n broodrolletjie koop nie. Ons kan nie water gee nie. Ons kyk vir ons kinders en ons sê vir hulle, you've got another 50 years of poverty, another 50 years of racial segregation, and another 50 years that we can actually say to the rest of the world, we are sorry. We are sorry. And that's wrong. Because you and I fought for a rainbow nation, and that rainbow has gone black and white. We are more racially divided in this country than we were pre-94, Fatima. And that's where I just had to call you. Because I have a soulmate in heart with you and nothing else to say for my kom ons praat. And it's been a hell of a day. Hell of a day. Nou hy los al twee. Ja.
I didn't sign up for this one, eh?
No, sorry.
Ja, dit is ek is eintlik sprakeloos want jy sien die mense wat graag iets wil doen en iets beteken vir die samelewing sit nie in die kantore wat besluite kan maak namens die mense wat nie hulle self kan help. Daar's baie vrae wat nou in my kop inkom en dit is in die eerste plek en jy het nou gesê jy weet nie hoe dit gebeur nie. How did the indigenous people, in other words, daai mense wat daar bly, se voorouers, kom van die Weskaap af. Ek onthou daar was 'n ander idioot gewees, Muyeni of whatever sy van was, wat gesê het dat die breinmense is bietjie te veel hier in die Weskaap. Hulle moet bietjie weggeskuif word. Hulle moet bietjie beweeg na die ander provinsies toe. En toe dink ek maar my goeie donder, hulle kom van daar af. Wie gee jou die reg om te kom sê dat daai mense moet skuif? Jy sien ek raak kwaad en dan ek raak hartseer en baie hartseer en dan raak ek flippend kwaad want die punt se naam is hoe kom dit dat die mense wie se voorouers van die Weskaap is so ontwortel is van waar hulle oorspronklik vandaan kom. Hoe kry mense soos die Muyenis of whatever sy van is en al hulle kronies dit reg om die mense wat oorspronklik daar gebly het uit te skuif en hulle klomp mense wat hulle ingevoer het van wie weet flip en waar woon nou, ja, hulle is in Khayelitsha, Gugulethu en alles daai, maar hulle het ook, die plek so they flooded the place so much that people are being dispositioned. But then again, everybody deserves a place under the sun. My first question, how did those people get displaced? Why after so many years, 27 years, do we still see poverty in Danville? In Gugulethu, in there where you the place that you mentioned now, all over where there is still poverty. Daar is mense wat arm is, wit, bruin en swart. En dan is daar die elites wat sit in hulle flippin kantore soos 'n Dan Plato. Hoe lewe Dan Plato met homself terwyl hy uitkyk uit sy venster en hy sien wat daar gebeur? People, it's becoming winter. En my hart breek, omdat jy praat van 23 kinders. 23 babies who didn't ask to be here, who will in 10 years' time be adults. And what will they think about when they think of their past, how they grew up? Ons het groot geword in 'n tent iewers op 'n oop veld en ek het nie eens kos gehad om te eet nie. En die DA is daar. Die DA kry die prys vir die beste provinsie in Suid-Afrika, bla bla bla. What exactly are they doing with the monies?
Ja.
Jy het net nog gepraat van ten minste kos. Ten minste kos, at least food, at least water that you went to go and buy this afternoon, and water is something that God has given us for free, but there's no water.
En Fatima, kom ek en jy sê een ding. If I wanted to be a politician, I would have been one long time ago. If I wanted
to ek sukkel met dieselfde battle.
Long time. It's just time. Here it is. I'm 52. I'm still young. Ek en jy is
and I'm 52 too.
We're not.
Nee, ek is 52.
Ons is nie verby nie. Ons is nou by daai lewe waar we just lived long enough to understand our mistakes, and we just lived long enough to know that we've got still life left to fix our mistakes. That's 52.
Yes.
Right? That's a fact. I've lived 52. I've made mistakes. I've made the most ridiculous decisions a human can make. But I made a couple of good ones. I've also made good decisions. My life was going there. Your life was going there. And then suddenly my life changed because I joined God. I became I'm not a Christian. I'm a son of God.
Amen.
I'm not a Christian. I'm not going to be put in a box.
I know exactly what you mean.
I am not a Christian. I am a son of God. And I'll tell you what, ek was a wolf. And now to sit and not swear and not bite and not reply to attacks and whatever, but whoa, it's not what God intended in my life. He just came like a wave and he calmed me. Ja, ek kan nog kwaad raak, maar een ding weet ek.
Ja. Ek ook.
Love ons mense. So now you and I have to enter this thing called politics. This thing. Because you and I are outside. We're not in it. We were, I was ANC and I looked at it and I then got out. I started advising. I started doing, but I was never in parliament. I was never in council. I never was. I stood there. I was an activist. It's not that I suddenly woke up, Fatima, and decided to be good. My foundation of my company, the Ndebe Foundation, has been active for 12 years now. We have been in the communities. I built with friends of mine 3 houses in Philippi and Guguleto. I gave them off. I built them. We donated them. I've been feeding, and tomorrow again, Fatima, my men out here, we're hiring a trailer. We pick up 5 ton vegetables in Kraaifontein. And tomorrow at 2, we deliver again like we've done for 6 weeks now at 52 soup kitchens. We deliver veggies tomorrow. We try. Sure. But then you sit back and you go, you got blessings and give your blessings. You don't give a blessing because you are waiting to receive. No. You give blessing because it is your duty. You give it out of your heart.
Yes.
In the Holy Quran, a guy told me the one day when I did something and he went back and he said, why did you do that? Because you didn't have to. I said, I did. And he said, you know, Neil, in the Quran, it says, if every neighbor helped his neighbor, no one would need help. Let's stop there quickly.
Yes.
As elke buurman help, het niemand hulp nodig gehad nie, Fatima. What about that statement?
Waarheid. And I see a lot of response here. There's people that's reaching out. Steve said 24 komberse vir. Now here's the thing. And I think that is why I am doing this, why I go live, because I want to connect with good people. And the majority, like 99.9999% of the people that are following, that are there, encouraging, are good people. Those are the people, the neighbors that are helping neighbors. Jy kry nou en aan die vrot appels, die mense wat net daar so sit, hulle niks met hulle te doen nie. Hulle sal opkom en jou gou hap en dan gaan hulle terug na hulle hoekie toe. Hulle het gewoonlik net 5 vriende op Facebook. But I want to really commend these people watching us now, these good people with good hearts that are reaching out already, saying, you know, I've got this, I've got that. Jy gaan sien, die mense gaan uitgaan, they're gonna contact you and so on and so on. And it's up to us. It's up to the citizens of South Africa to change and to sway this country and take it away from the elitist politicians who have been riding and stealing and looting and carrying on while our people are busy dying. And as you said, Neil, ons doen nie because ons kan net elke dag sit en die son volg en net maak asof alles okay is. But we have a conscience and we can't just keep quiet and see the crap that is happening around us. En nou word activiste soos ek en jy letterlik geforseer om die gemors van binnekant af skoon te maak, want ons kan niks regtig doen van buitekant af nie. So yes,
Fatima,
we have to do what we have to do.
Here's a theory. I went to dinner Tuesday night. Great man. Great man. Huge man. I'll mention his name. His name is Graham Power. Graham Power, a guy that used to, he is the chairman of Power Construction, one of the largest construction companies in South Africa. He started Mighty Men. He was one of the big supporters of Angus Buchan. He's the guy that brought 60,000 people to Newlands for prayer day. That was Graham Power. Graham Power is the chairman on Unashamedly Ethical, a movement where you sign that you will be ethical.
Oh yeah, now I remember.
Graham Power is he's an anointment. And he's been like my dad for 23 years. Hy sê vir my die ander dag, hy het sy jeans stukkend gebid vir my. En toe ek laas jaar besluit het, okay, I'm coming. It was the best day of his life. So every month, elke maand, die eerste maandag aan eet ek ete by sy huis. I love him. He's like my dad. I lost mine 14 years ago. He's a good man. He's the one that solved me. He's the one that I gave my life to God in front of. Hy het my anointed, all that stuff. So hy hou my op die stukkie, né? En ek dink hy nooi my net elke maand om seker te maak I'm still a son of God and I haven't run away. He reminds me, né? Jy ook, jy moet. So I'm still en is mos nou, jy weet, jy kom eet mos saam met jou pa. Tafel sit en
yes.
But I don't have that relationship with him. I've got a very close relationship. And he speaks to me about the UIN and where are we going and am I still on track and are we still against crime? Are we still against corruption? Are we still for redistribution of capital and are we in Christ? And I say to him, yes, I've got ups and downs. And he said to me, that's okay. And then he says to me something. Where fundamentally I said, he says, Neil, I want to tell you something, and when you go out there, use this from now. This country has begun to get a system of systemic corruption.
Sure.
Systemic corruption and systemic poverty. Wow. I said to him, repeat that. Groot woorde, né? Ek moet gaan opslaan. I had to go Google. Systemic corruption means it is a system now fundamentally entrenched in the process. It's entrenched. It's not something on the side. It is now in the system entrenched. It's systemic. This country has systemic corruption. And it now has systemic poverty. And I went,
sure.
Wow. This is a man over 70, one of the most successful businessmen in this country, who tells me we are now in a phase of systemic corruption. We have become so entrenched in corruption from the top to the bottom. It's now a system. And I, Zondo. Maar toe hy woorde val, toe weet ek. Weet jy watter groot berg ons moet klim vir verandering? Dit's 'n baie groot berg. Want van die top tot onder is dit nou in die stelsel en ons is korrup. We are corrupt.
Yeah. So people are asking, so what now? What do we do? What is the solution? Where to from here? Because people want answers. Ek meen, dit raak die man op die grond, die man wat sy werk verloor het as gevolg van hierdie hele storie. Die vrou wie se man nie meer werk nie en hy begin haar te slaan. Die jong man wat nie weet of daar 'n toekoms is nie. They don't know, is there a future for us, etc., etc. They want to know, what is the solution? And it's not Fatima or Neil that necessarily have all the answers for me, myself, and I personally. I don't have all the answers. I'm also looking and feeling and watching and praying and asking God, what?
Here's the answer. Anything in the world starts with a debate, a discussion, a point of view, an opinion, a broadening out of this debate, a positive and a negative attitude, an intellectual sitting and going, okay, it's a debate, it's a discussion, it's an opinion. How do we change that now into something concrete like a movement? The African National Congress, one of the oldest liberation movements in the world, started 12 years ago in 1912. That's when the ANC started. And the ANC was founded in a little place called Mangaung, aka Bloemfontein, where people got together in 1912 and said, we are going to overthrow apartheid. And it happened in 1994. So, but it started with a couple of people getting together and going, genoeg gepraat. We are not going to accept this indignity. We are not going to be oppressed because of the race. We are not going to be downtrodden as subhuman beings because of the pigment of our skin and the culture of our belief.
Yeah.
They started in 1912 and only got success in 94. Now, forget about the time. Let's talk about us. We started speaking. We started getting together as people that were part of the system and now are out of the system and going, whoa. The African National Congress had its time. The ANC was due. The ANC did what it did. It was relevant in its time. But it seems that the ANC cannot move from liberation organization to effective government. That's the apparent story. Hulle kan nie die transition maak nie. Because they are going to go back to the voters and tell them, Mandela, 94, liberated the country. We brought you freedom. You owe us that support. No, you don't. 27 years later after liberation, we don't need to be reminded of the era of a Mandela. We need to be reminded of the era of what are we going to give the people in the future. It's got nothing to do with the past. It's got nothing to do with Neil de Beer that was an MK and in certain of the white segments of a Ryer. It's got nothing to do with who I was. It's got to do what I am doing today. What am I doing right now? Well, I'm fighting. And if you don't get on board and put your apartheid, put your segregation, your racism, your new liberation, your conservatism away for a moment and unite and get together and start talking about a system to be broken, to be moved, and in 2024 to begin a new beginning. We can't speak to you because Fatima and Neil come from two backgrounds, two cultures, two ideologies, but one country, the Republic of South Africa.
Yes. And we are in the same section. Jy praat nou so lekker. Ek sluit sommer aan by die UIM.
Fatima, I don't care where you join as long as you never leave me. Because I'll tell you why. Jy kom uit 'n agtergrond, ek kom uit 'n agtergrond, so sit albei, ek en jy sit en ons wonder waartoe gaan ons, my sister. Where are we going? Now here listen here. You've got a colored lady and a boer white guy sitting together crying about kids we don't know, people we've never met. We have, he sit ek en sy, en weet wat ek sê vir die mense, hi, we missed out so much. Ek sê mos by die ander dag wat 'n moes konservatiewe is. Hy sê vir my, want ek se konservatiewe, ek is nie 'n rasis nie. Ek sê vir hom is reg oom, praat met my. Hy sê ek sê maar wat is die verskil? And he taught me a lesson. He said to me, a conservative guy, conservative, is not necessarily racist. He's just scared that you take his language. He's scared that you take his land. He's scared that you take his gun. He's scared that you take his culture. And that is fair. No, that's fair. But
then it means I'm a conservative.
Give the Greek, give the Khoi, give them respect as well. Because the Khoisan also have a culture. They also have a history.
Of course.
They also and except the one fact, and kom ek en jy praat reguit. The colored community, the indigenous community, the brown community have failed themselves. Why? Why? Because
I have been saying that.
Get together and fight as one. Sorry, kruisig my man nou.
Dankie. Nee maar, ek het vandag met iemand gepraat en die persoon het vir my gevra, ja, hoekom is jy nie deel van die PA nie? Toe sê ek anytime, I just need a few things to be changed, but here's the problem. I don't want to be associated with anything that is racially biased. And this is what I also said. I said, unfortunately, lessons. I have been trying to work with the mixed race people, my people, people that are descendants of the indigenous people. But we have failed. Ek sê dit vir hulle, ek sê dit altyd. We have failed. Our predecessors, die Ellen Hendricks, Maisie, soul rest in peace. Die oom wat nou oorgegaan het na 'n ander party, ek kan nie sy naam onthou nie. They failed. They have failed us. Okay? Die enigste man vir wie ek regtig, ek sal dit altyd doen, ek sal altyd vir hom salieer, dit is Ellen Bossa. But the rest of them, I have no idea what they did really for the colored people in South Africa. And currently there is still this infighting en bekleierery, flippenel, en een party sal hulle mekaar se kele beet kry, and we just never get to a resolution or a solution. So I'm saying, right now, where I'm sitting right now, I am fighting for every South African who wants a better country, who wants the land of milk and honey as this country was designed to be. Ons lewe in 'n flippin mooi land. Neil, ons lewe in een van die mooiste lande in die wêreld. And we have got the greatest people in the world. And we have to stand together. Doesn't matter what race you are, doesn't matter what background you have. Ons moet saam staan. There's an enemy out there that wants to kill all of us.
Fatima, here's the point. Remember me and you standing up in a little hall in Montana, I think it was in Pretoria.
Yeah.
First time, and I spoke and you spoke and everybody went, yo, Fatima and Neil in one hall. And I said, yeah.
Yeah.
I knew what was going to happen. I knew that we were going to, the people were going to look at us and the people were going to go, they better get together. What they don't realize is we are together here. We are there.
Yes.
It's not about you there and me there. And I sat down and I spoke to you and I said to you, you know, we must have a World Cup a day. And the people went, what do you mean? I said, it's only when we have World Cups in this country that we stand together. It's when
True that,
we all wear the Protea, that we all now get in the stadium, we are one. That maak nie saak of het gaat Tip, Sipo, Jan, Annemarie, Jaco of Yvonne is nie. Then it's Bokke, or it's Proteas, and then kry die Australiërs en die All Blacks op hulle hel. But 2 weeks after World Cup, moet ons weer mekaar. And I go, wow.
Yeah.
We just got on. And the problem is, that's why I wrote an article saying, I wish we had a World Cup a day. Now, we have World Cups. We have a lady that gets her home for the first time. We get a guy, Sipu, that just qualified, who's just got a job. We've got people that just got married. We got people that just graduated. We got people that just became a senior nurse. A guy that was a constable that becomes a sergeant, and a person that receives his first daughter or his first son, inshallah. We have little World Cups in our houses together. We have a black taxi driver stopping because a white guy, he's got a flat tire, and he actually stops and he fixes and he helps them. And you know what? We don't see those pictures every day because it doesn't suit politicians And it doesn't suit the media that shows that we actually love each other. We do. We actually do. Black and white in this country have got to the point where almal vir my sê, en onthou, me and you, we talk, eh? We talk to people. And you know what they say? Neil, we want to just get on with our lives. We are not interested in this apartheid black-white thing, and that comes from black and white. Interesting.
Yes.
But the Malema, the DA, and the ANC bargain on it that they continually fight and make us fight each other, because if they don't have a job, they don't have something to say. But if they can spur on this racial division, that is what makes me mad. Want ek en jy, ons love mekaar, ons kry mekaar, ons ken mekaar, and we are not the same race.
Exactly. But we are from the same country. We are both South Africans. And there's something that someone wrote here. Guys, when we have to call our own people. When I say our own people, our own race to order as well. We have to call a spade a spade. Okay? So please don't think that I'm dissing colored people, or I'm dissing black people, or Indian people, or white people. But we have to be honest with one another. We are not a people. Ons, die groep waaruit ek kom, is regtig nie mense wat altyd by mekaar wil staan nie. Iemand begin iets, ek sal nou, kom ek maak 'n voorbeeld van Ricardo Marman. Ricardo Marman is nou besig met hierdie saak, hofsaak en so aan en so. 'n breinman kom op en hy skryf daar, wie is Ricardo Marman, die fool? I went into his profile and I saw how, is then your brother. Why is it okay to call Neil a skelm, instrument van die Oppenheimers, etc., etc.? Dan is dit jou meer 'n wit broer. You understand what I'm saying? The illness is, it's just, why are we so skeptical of one another, and why don't we trust one another? Why can't we get to a point where we say, right, we are boosting these people as long as you come back and you address our problems, or as long as you come back with solutions and we move forward together? Why don't we get to that point instead of taking out a gun and shooting down somebody who's trying to make a difference in everybody's lives? But anyway, I suppose it's a journey that we have to walk for a very, very long time. But you are 100% right. Ons speel in die hande en in die strategie van die politikusse wat ons uitmekaar het wil hou, as long as we still have the 4 blocks that we have to fill in: black, Indian, colored, and white. As long as they have that, they've got us by the kahunas, and then we will continue to look at each Okay. But it was a nice chat. It was a nice.
I want to conclude with, if I may.
Sure.
I said, someone asked me the other day, are you and Fatima going to join? And are you and Fatima going to go to Parliament together? And I said, yes. Yes. Because no matter the home I've got, no matter the political stance I've got, no matter what I am, I'm going into a new thing.
Yeah.
I'm not trained for this. This is new. This is heart-wrenching. This is opening my life to attack I just know one thing, Fatima. If I wanted to leave and go into politics, I would have found a home already. There's no home for me. Fatima, there's no home for me. There are many political parties, and I've looked at all of them because it is better to join an existing home than create this thing. And I've looked, and you know me, I've analyzed. I found no home. I know that I'm looking for a home. You looking for a home. The home I found is the people. It's the people of this country. And UIM, DDM, PPM, it doesn't matter. What happens is that you and I are going to speak on behalf of the people. We're going to enter parliament. We're going to enter council. We're going to enter government. And we are going to stand there. And if the only thing we do is say to the people, you are wrong, you are lying, you are stealing, and there's jy. And if me and you spend an hour in parliament and we are thrown out of parliament for every day, wat hulle gaan ons uitgooi, ek en jy. They're going to tell us what to withdraw. Then I'm going to say, you withdraw. I'm not withdrawing. Dan gaan hulle ons uitgooi. Then môre kan ons mos nou weer kom, Mr. Speaker. Dan gaan ek weer sê, honorable member, that one is the thief. Dan hy gaan sê, withdraw, as kop hulle my weer uit. We are not going to stand back. Also, we are not the EFF. We are not rude.
No.
We are not vulgar. But we are going to stand up and say, we the people, we, ek Neil de Beer, en jy Fatima Abdool, we are going to not be pushed over. And if it's the last thing I do, I've given 9 years now, ek en jy, we've got 9 years, Fatima. We've got to go through this election and be in government. And we've got to stand there, ek en jy, and we've got to then say by the age of what, 62? 62, we're 52 now. In 62, we are going to walk out of parliament and we are going to look at each other. We're going to go, I'm going to take you to a coffee shop. I'm going to look you in your eye and I'm going to go, was it worth it? was this fight that me and you took on, was it worth it? And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to look at my blue eyes and I'm going to look at your beautiful brown eyes. I'm going to tell you, ons is nou 62, ons het 10 jaar weggegee vir die land. But it was worth it. God, we did it in Christ, and we did it for little Jerome, who's tonight got at least a little bit water. And tomorrow, here's good news. I've got 18 blankets, 22 blankets. The guy, Steve, is meeting me in Cape Town. We're going to give them blankets. And hallelujah, Friday is UIM blanket drop day. It's blanket drop day. That's all I want.
Awesome.
In you.
Yes.
To the country.
The Lioness Pride movement also have a blanket drive. So ons dink dieselfde, my bro, ons dink dieselfde.
So honorable member, I
always
love you.
Thank you so much. Love you too.
And thank you for giving me the opportunity. Nou gaan maak kos, want ek is ook honger.
Ja. Dis reg. Bye julle almal. Love you all. Keep well. Bless you.
Bye.
Ciao.